episode of Inside the AAL podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Williams, joined by Tony Z. Here we are today. You told me a bit before the show about major announcement you wanted to make. So I'm going to give you the floor and let you get started.
Well, Hunter, I guess I'm just elaborating on some of our conversation from last week. We spoke about the scheduling. All the fans are anxious for us to release our schedule, which has been out tentatively to all our teams since September. As we discussed with all the variables due to the coronavirus, this past week we had 4 arenas that actually had to change some of our home dates. Good thing we've had some plan Bs and Cs and Ds in place to address that. Our San Antonio team, San Antonio Gunslingers, have just signed, actually today, they signed an arena deal with a new facility that they'll be going into, the Rose Palace, and they are all excited about partnering with them. Our team in Tampa, they're going to play in the fairgrounds, the Tampa Fairgrounds, which is a state facility. And of course, with the vaccinations finally coming out and through the transition of the testing, because it's a state facility, the fairgrounds has informed them that they're going to have some changes in their home dates. They had 6 on their original schedule, and so we're going to have some changes in their home schedule. But we've already worked those details out. We have the same situation actually in Nashville, and our Nashville owner Bobby Dvorsny has been very proactive in many different ways in doing it 100% correctly. And Bobby is, as we spoke early yesterday morning, and his head coach Andre, they're working out the details. And also Indianapolis. Thank goodness Indianapolis, they actually have Casey Carter, who is our owner, has a great relationship with the Indianapolis Colts, and he has some other options also to make sure that he can continue on this year with the schedule. So as we spoke about last week, the arenas right now, what's happening is the government is electing to utilize some of these arenas for vaccinations, and they're actually using them almost 24 hours a day. So we can't fault the arenas whatsoever, especially with the importance in our society of making sure people get the vaccination. I mean, that's the number one priority, is lives. So there's been a lot thrown at us this past week, but thank goodness we've been trying to stay ahead of the game.
Absolutely, you can't fault them for that. Anything else that with this any announcements to make in general, or onto the I guess next topic with, or like leave that to you?
Well, I mean, as far as announcements go, no, we're continuing right along, and I keep referring to the schedule only because a lot of the fans are anxious to know it, and of course our teams are anxious to release those schedules. Every time we say, "Hey, we're ready to go," and last week I said by the middle of January, and I still hope to do so in the very near future. Actually, by Monday, if not the end of the week. But I'm working on it. I've been working on it all day, and we'll be working over the next few days, and this way we can iron everything out. And at the same time, we hope there's no more variables that are thrown at us, and make some additional adjustments. But again, I can't stress this enough, and I don't want this to be misconstrued. The number one thing is on our plate here is our society, and hopefully getting this virus behind us and getting the vaccinations and the testing out to people, and make sure we can get tests and again get the first vaccinations, and this way we can be in a much better place.
I agree, and that's what once we need to get on top of the virus before we can really start seeing advancement in society at this point.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Hunter.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, one of the things I mentioned last week, even in the state of Pennsylvania, I mean, we have, the Pennsylvania Union. This will be their second year in the league, and they're all set to go into the Harrisburg Arena and another state facility. And they've had arena football. They have a long history of arena football, successful teams in there, and fans, the citizens of that community just love arena football. So, I mean, they are the owner. I had a conversation with the owner, Brian, and Brian is he's not only a leader, he's worked for a sports agency company, an NFL, who represent NFL players. So he's gung ho to get started. But again, I'm repeating myself, and I apologize. But right now, we don't know how many fans are even going to be allowed in the game, if any, there. And it's the same thing in Reading with the owner Bill. They were going into this Santander Arena for next year, beautiful facility, and right now we're just a little bit on hold because we have to know what we need to take the lead of our government and get direction from these, from people up above.
Understood on that. We talked a little bit about doing this a new feature with our podcast, and that being the team spotlight. Since we brought up already with the San Diego, Tampa, and Nashville franchises, I think that would be as good as any to start. I guess we'll just go one by one. I guess we'll start with San Diego. What can just a history and how it came to be and all that.
Sure. It's actually San Antonio. The San Antonio Gunslingers. That's okay. The San Antonio team is actually owned. This will be their first year in the AAL. They are owned by a law enforcement agent, and they're also owned by a heart surgeon. And Jason and Hector have been, they have been working overtime to get that team off the ground. They've been very successful. They've been very involved in the community. They're involved with the Chamber of Commerce. They're very well-respected people in the San Antonio area. They've done an incredible job with sponsors. They have not missed a beat since almost a year now, as they started generating revenue from sponsors. So they've done an incredible job because, again, it's all about the people in the community. You want to be part of the community. You want to have activities. You want to be supportive of the citizens, and it's a partnership. And Jason and Hector have done a great job, and they have been relentless. So we're excited that they signed the green release today, and they're going to continue moving forward.
Most definitely. And as we actually talked about a little bit on last show, that one thing with Texas, football is practically a religion in that state because they love football, and it's good to see San Antonio going to have themselves a franchise.
Well, it's very funny you said that, because we have had a lot of attention on social media from, and I want to say former players, because every time a player gets cut, every time a player, we had one player that wouldn't take a drug test from one of the teams, and he missed it 3 times, and they tried to give him, because that was that was in the contract that they would have to do that. And this player refused to do it. So when they cut him and they said, hey, if you can't follow the team rules, the players take to social media and they're critical. But you know what? It comes with the territory. So there is a lot of passion, and it's wonderful to see the passion out west, and we're excited about it.
Okay. You also, I guess we'll go into the next thing, which is Tampa franchise. What can you tell us in general about that franchise, like how they came to be and what they're heading into now?
Well, the Tampa Tornadoes were playing in the league in 2020, and as I've shared, that we did play week number 1. We played Nashville and against West Michigan in West Michigan. It was a great game. In fact, fans can still watch that game on YouTube if they like to. We played opening day. Tampa has been with us, and they briefly thought that they were going to leave, and there was an announcement that they were leaving the American Arena League. There was a new owner, and he's a fantastic owner. I've spent some time with him 2 weeks ago down in Tampa. John is right on point. He's a great businessman, just a good person. So they're back in the AAL for their second season, which we're very excited about. Alton Walker is spearheading that team. Alton has a lot of experience in the arena industry. He's been in all of the leagues. He has a history in all of the leagues. He's well respected throughout the industry, and he's actually not only owner, but he is just the managing partner, and he's on top of it. He's dedicated to his life, and it's funny because Alton works nights. He works a midnight shift. He's in charge of a company, and in being in charge of this company, he works nights, so he's available, and he tries to get a little rest. And I keep on saying, hey, get some rest, because you're going to need all the energy you can. So he has been. It was great for me to go down here and spend a week with them and visiting their venue, visiting some of their sponsors, and meeting some of the people. I have a history because I used to work with the Tampa Bay Rays. At one point, I was in charge of group sales for them, and so it's always a pleasure for me to go because it is a sports town, and of course with the success with the Lightning, now with Toronto NBA team playing in Amalie Center. So and of course, I'd be neglected if I didn't mention that great hockey team, Tampa Bay Lightning, which just won the championship.
Most definitely. And just like with San Antonio, when we look at Tampa, it's also in a state that football is big time with the state of Florida. Because in terms of, I know, like coming with high school talent, Florida is up there ahead of the pack with pretty much everyone. There, obviously, you might find like sometimes like better support in like states like Texas or Georgia, but talent, it's king in Florida.
Well, I mean, with the warm weather states, there is more of a focus that players can do things all year round. Okay, and they can work out, they could get outdoors, and they have other opportunities that, of course, the teams in the Northeast don't have. So, yes, having lived in Florida for a long time, having lived in Texas for quite a while, I've had the honor, and as a former college coach and arena coach, it's always exciting for me to go and watch a football game and watch the turnout and the passion from all of the people. So you were so correct. The talent, and that's one of the reasons why the talent level is so much greater in the states of those, in the southern states, because again, players are dedicated and they work out all year. I'll give you a perfect example. We moved to Texas, and my son was in 7th grade, and in Texas, in middle school in Texas, he had practice at 6 o'clock in the morning. He stayed on the field from 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning every morning. 8 o'clock, they went in, they checked in their homeroom classes. They came back out for their PE classes for the next 45 minutes. And that's in middle school. So yeah, the passion is there for sure. And it's great to see.
Most definitely. It's that kind of passion. It's what keeps these sports alive. It's what keeps them growing.
And as our industry and as our society opens up, many people have said, you know what, the sports will get us through. And when the NBA started playing with the bubble concept, and the NHL started playing some games, NFL, of course, and of course Major League Baseball. But did they hit some glitches? Yeah, but they forged through it, and they made the best of it, and they made some adjustments. And once we started seeing sports back on TV, morale was a lot better in our society. That's for sure.
Definitely. And like we also saw with everything from high school, college, and like NFL, like there was obviously a lot of stumbles and trips early on with the whole trying to make it through a season. But I feel like at the end of the day, at least it gave everyone a blueprint going forward. Like now that we start coming into the 2021, we start talking about sports that's playing like from January onward. Now they have a blueprint for what they can work with and how to get through a season in the middle of what is a pandemic that's like the worst in over a century. Because like I think this is like we're reaching levels that I think we surpassed actually with like the 19 teens Spanish flu.
Yes. And it's again, it's just been, people have been willing to accept the adjustments. Let me put it that way. It's funny because as a former high school head coach, I have some of my former players on my championship teams in New York that are head coaches now and assistant coaches. And in New York City right now, football is being played in the spring. And what happens to those seniors that has college scholarships or the ones that were on the verge of potentially getting college scholarships? Well, they're not playing fall football season, and it affected them. And a lot of high school players from New York City actually transferred to schools in New Jersey just so they can get their senior years in on time. So they had some film that they can present to colleges. So, and nobody is stopping them. And of course, they're disappointed, the coaches, without a doubt. But at the same time, they're happy for the players that are getting the films, and they're trying to help them place them in the right place, and they continue to help them get into college. So it's been a much bigger picture than a lot of people understand. It's affected people on many different layers and levels that you really have to sit back, and unless you hear a story like I just shared, you don't think about it. What happens to that high school senior who was counting on a scholarship, and his parents and his grandparents and everybody in his family was so excited that he potentially might be going to a certain college, and then oops, he's not playing his senior year. It's affected no different than a college senior that has a seat, that might have an opportunity going to the pros. Look at how their college season has been affected, but people have made adjustments, and we learned to be more flexible. One thing about our country, we are the most forgiving country in the world. I really believe that. And this isn't about forgiving. This is about understanding, which is correlated in a lot of different ways. So, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We all have to continue to be safe, and hopefully we listen to the scientists, the experts, and at this time next year, everything will be going well.
Most definitely. And also by then, the one thing I'm trying to figure out is, like, since they moved high school football this spring, and then they're going to try to play high school football again in the fall. That's going to be interesting to see how that is going to affect the sports in general, just by playing essentially 2 football seasons in the span of maybe 7-8 months.
Yeah, and that's a valid point. I have not. I don't even know if they've made a determination, so it'd be unfair for me to even speculate. I'm not sure if they're going to push back the season a little bit. As far as next fall season, I don't know if they've made that determination. The PSAL, the Public School Athletic Association, which is the governing body in New York City, I don't know that answer. But you bring up a valid point. It makes for a long, because football, like all high school sports now, I mean, it's year round. And if you can, whether you're in the weight room, whether you're on the track, no matter what you're doing, working on agilities, it's become year round. And well, I should say it's always been year round. So, yeah, that's a valid point. So I'm wondering if they are going to push that fall season back a little bit.
It'll definitely be something worth watching. And we mentioned also the Nashville franchise. Like with the last two, what can you tell us about the history of Nashville?
Well, I'm laughing because I'm going to share this story with you. They won their opening game last season. They had a great game and they won it. Nashville, the Music City Fire. They have a very passionate and well, unfortunately, we have all good owners. But Bobby Dvorsky is a great owner, and Andre's the head coach. And I every time, because they won 1-0 last year, every time I joke, I speak to them, either one of them, they always want to know where the championship trophy is from 2020, because they were the only undefeated team in the league. So, yesterday's conversation was, Andre said, "Hey, we want to put it in the showcase. So can you get it here?" They are, they are in this 100%, and they do everything right, as is all owners do. And I have to tell you, they would. I actually think it was New Year's Eve, but they received an email saying, "Hey, you know what? We are going to be one of the sites that the government has elected, I believe, to have vaccinations. So they have to their arena had to take away some of their home dates." And Bobby has been on the phone nonstop, as has Andre, and trying to get some other options for us. And we've been discussing it. I don't want to give you, because there's a lot of different options, but it'll work out. Everything will be fine. But again, this just happened. And just as we're all set to go and move forward and make an announcement, we need to pull back. And and again, I can speak about Indianapolis, because that's even a funnier conversation, because just 2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with the owner, Casey Carter, and Casey's a longtime arena person. And Casey said, Tony, I want to release the schedule. I got to release the schedule. And I said, Casey, I said, what's going to happen as soon as you release the schedule? And he said, I know, but I want to release it. I want to sell tickets. And we went back and forth. And we spoke probably for about an hour on the phone. And he said, okay. He said, I'm going to hold off. And I told him the goal. I shared with him the goal was next week to release the schedule. And then he called me up, I believe it was New Year's Day. And he said, Tony, he said, I got that coronavirus thing. And I said, you okay? And he said, oh, I'm okay. And I said, wait a minute. You said, unfortunately, we had one of our owners that had the coronavirus that was hospitalized for 3 weeks. So when Casey started the conversation with that, it scared me. Okay. And I said, you okay, Casey? Because all I care about is his health. And he said, no, I'm fine. And he said, you know what? He says, you forecasted the future. He said, because I got a message from my arena. So Casey's weighing some options also as we speak. As I shared earlier, he has a good relationship with the Colts. He's well respected in the city of Indianapolis. So we'll hopefully over the next few days we'll have a resolution to that, and we'll be able to come out with the schedule for sure.
All right.
I think and Hunter, as you know, and I'm sure you follow, I try to. It depends what channel is you watch on the news. That's the type of message you get, as everybody has come to learn as we've gotten through this terrible situation. But right now, when we have a blueprint on how the vaccination is going to be distributed, I'm sure the arenas will know whether or not they are going to be a host site or not, and they will be able to schedule, because it's not only about the American Arena League. I mean, they have events that have been there for years and years and years. In Pennsylvania, in their arena in Harrisburg, they have an event that's in January right now. Actually, I think it actually started, and they're doing it virtually, and they've been doing it probably 50 years. This event, people come from miles and miles, but again, it's a virtual thing. So there's other events. It's just not arena football. There's indoor soccer. There's other sports. Again, concerts. There's different types of shows. So it affects a lot of different avenues.
I agree absolutely on that. And is there anything else you want to hit on while we're still on the show before we close up?
Well, it is exciting that our teams are still signing players. Players are contacting me on a daily basis that want to know how one is tryouts, of course. And I always encourage players that want to play in the AAL to look at team websites. I speak to them about where they live and what region, what colleges they went to, and try to get them in a comfort zone of where they want to play. But we are, I want to say, almost bombarded with players right now that want to be part of the AAL, and that's also exciting.
That's all for tonight's episode. Be sure to stay locked in with everything in the AAL here at Locked In Magazine. Tony, you want to finish it up?
I just want to thank you, Hunter. Looking forward to continue this dialogue, and look forward to next week.